David, thanks indeed for talking to us. So businesses are taking a longer period to repay creditors, a sign of hard times, as you say.
Yes, so Devin, we believe that this is the aftermath of the electricity supplies that contributed to stage 4 load shedding in the first parts of this year, which were set on the backdrop of a depressed economy effectively, where very low growth rates were reported for the first quarter.
So that's what happened in the first quarter, but there's just no guarantee whatsoever that that load shedding would not come back. That's always a sticky point when we look into the future in the coming months there, David.
Correct, yes. So our expectation is that you're looking at the current depressed growth rate that we're experiencing in our local economy to continue. I think what we experienced in 2018, we came in around 0.77% growth rate. The expectation is that we probably will do well to match that growth rate into quarter 2 and quarter 3 of this year. That should also be seen at the backdrop of the global economy that has actually been doing quite well up to this point. And there's been mention that global economy might actually slow down. Now, if you combine those two growth drivers slowing down and setting the increased pressure of inflation because of rising fuel prices, that does not bode well for the local economy into the next 2 quarters. As such, we expect the BDI to deteriorate even further and to go actually into negative territory towards the end of the year.
And that doesn't paint a very good picture when it comes to small businesses. I mean, here is a sector of the economy that's so dependent on cash flow. And when they are not paid on time or paid, we have a serious dent in the economy, don't we?
Definitely. And what we've seen is that the SMEs actually experienced a record level on debtors days. Their debtors days have been the highest in the last 5 years. It's tracking around close to 65 days. And you need to compare that to the overall average of about 57 days for total businesses. So it's taking them significantly longer to collect on debts. I think what's contributing there is that a lot of these businesses are dependent on state-owned or government enterprises. And as such, when they take longer to repay, that is having a big impact on SMEs.
So elections are done and dusted. The new cabinet is on its way. But you mentioned electricity prices or load shedding. But when it comes to prices of electricity, prices of fuel, not showing any signs of relief. So I suppose no sign that there will be a sudden change in the debt situation anytime soon.
No, as stated earlier, we expect the situation to become a bit more stressed. I think specifically if you look at the deterioration that we've seen in Eskom, for instance, we saw that contributed to the BDI for that whole sector, electricity sector, basically collapsing. It's similar to the collapses that we saw around 2012. And if you look at all the inflationary pressures that's coming from both international as well as local pressures, that does not bode well.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. David Coleman of Experian SA, thanks very much indeed for talking to us.